Hi guys, it's Jessie. I am still drinking some green tea lemon ginger from Miracle Tree because if you watched my last video, it's about 2 minutes later and I wasn't about to go get a new cup of tea. So this is going to be the opposite of the last video I did, which was rating my top ranked Goodreads books. Check out that one for a description of like where I got this idea and also what my red shelf on Goodreads is like, because it's kind of nonsense. So this is going to be the opposite. So this is going to be the books that have the lowest average rating or have the lowest number of ratings on my Goodreads red shelf. So I'm going to go over those, skip to this timestamp if you're not interested in hearing what the books are on this shelf, are for this video are going to be, but I will mention it's really interesting. There's not a single book on my red shelf that has less than 3 stars average rating, so I guess I have at least mediocre taste. Anyway, so let's jump in to look at what books we'll be ranking today. The Map of Lost Memories by Kim Fay with 3.31 stars. The Scarlet Letter with 3.41 stars. Cocoa Beach by Beatrice Williams with 3.47 stars. Mrs. Houdini by Victoria Kelly with 3.58 stars. The Crucible with 3.58 stars. Twilight with 3.59 stars. The Lamb Will Slaughter the Lion by Margaret Killjoy with 3.61 stars. You Want Stories, the JordanCon 2019 anthology with 3.62 stars. The Boat by Nam Lee with 3.63 stars. And Nevertheless She Persisted, Flash Fiction Project by a bunch of people. It's from Tor. With 3.66 stars. And then if we look at the number of ratings, I just realized, and I didn't notice this for my last video, that you can see my ratings for these books, so you know, maybe I'm spoiling things a little bit. Alright, so again, I won't do this, so some of these repeat, but You Want Stories, Phoenix of Scarlet, Pearl of Emerald, Orbs of Azure, Willow of Ashes, In Our Own Worlds for LGBTQ Tor.com novellas, Nevertheless She Persisted, The Ascent to Godhood, and Mrs. Houdini, The Descent of Monsters. And that was it. I wish A Taste of Honey was on here. I wish I could brag about how great that is. So those are the books I'm going to be ranking in this video. Let's jump into that. Alright, The Ascent to Godhood, S tier. At the point I'm recording this, I assume I'll put my Tensor review up before these videos, and great series. Everybody should read it. The Boat by Nam Lee. This is a weird one to rank because this is specifically the SPS production that was done by Matt Hune, which I think was brilliantly done. I'm gonna put it in A tier just because I think it's really fantastic, that production of it, but the story itself, I don't know if it should be ranked that high. So I think I'm gonna put it here because the rating for this probably is based on all versions of it, which means it's not necessarily this one. It's kind of a weird sideways thing. Cocoa Beach, I don't know if it's quite a D tier. Just kind of looking ahead to what else is on here. I'm gonna put it in D tier for now just because I don't know that there's much worse on this list, which is interesting, because I hated it. I didn't hate it. I really didn't like it. I thought objectively it was good, but maybe not. But I didn't really care for it. The Descent of Monsters, I'm gonna put this in A tier. This is the lowest rated of all the Tensorate series, and while I think all of the Tensorate deserves to be on S tier, I'm gonna put this down. I don't know. I wouldn't be putting it in A tier if I wasn't comparing it to the rest of the series. I'm going to put it in S. It deserves to be an S. In Our Own Words, I'm going to go ahead and put this at top of S, which seems almost a weird choice because... But it seems like a weird one to put. So this is Tor.com last year, and they did it again this year in June for Pride Month. Their ebook club, which you get a free ebook every month from them, put out a collection of 4 queer novellas. They did it last year. This is last year's edition, which is made up of the first of the Tensorate, A Taste of Honey, The Lamb Will Slaughter the Lion, which is the next one we're going to be ranking on here, and I can't remember the name of the other one. put it on the screen because I can't remember. And I rated one of those 5 stars, 2 4 stars, and one of them relatively low. But in retrospect, I really feel like the 4 stars should maybe be 5 stars based on how much, like, in retrospect I'm loving them. But then there's that one that I didn't like. So maybe it should be bumped down. I'm going to bump it down 1. I'm going to put it below the Ascent to Godhood, but I'm keeping it in S tier. Lamb Will Slaughter the Lion, unfortunately, is the one I didn't like from that collection. Ugh. I'm going to put it in C, because I didn't like it, but I think there's an appeal there for some people, just not for me. So that's more of an urban fantasy, and it's based a lot on a really interesting specific subset of like queer culture that I just don't connect with. So I feel like if you're part of that and you're into that, it would be really, really good for you, but it just didn't work for me. So I'm putting it in C because I admire what it was doing. It just wasn't for me. Map of Lost Memories, I talked about this. I really liked this book. I don't know how well articulate I was in that video. I'm going to put it in A. I'm going to put it above The Boat. Yeah, I'm going to put it above The Boat. I really, really was surprised by that and really liked it. I'm not going to go into huge details on this because I talk about it in another video, but I thought it was surprisingly nuanced and just nothing like what I was expecting. And the only thing that would have made it better if the ladies fell in love. That would have been the only thing. Mrs. Houdini. I was disappointed in this. I didn't hate it. It wasn't anywhere near Cocoa Beach levels. I'm going to put it in C. I'm going to put it above Lamb Will Slaughter the Lion. Nevertheless, She Persisted. This is a collection of flash fictions that Tor put out 2 months ago, I think. I didn't like it. I just don't think flash fiction's my thing. So I don't read enough flash fiction to even be like, well, this was good for flash fiction, but I don't like flash fiction. So I'm going to put it in C. I'm going to put it at the bottom of C. You know what? I'm going to put it in bottom of C. Orbs of Azure. This is the second of the Necroscene Chronicles books. Jeez. These are all... The thing with series is they all blur together for me, so trying to remember which one is which book is hard. This might be the one I liked the most. This is the one where they do... Yeah, this is probably the one I liked the most. So I'm going to put it in B. I think they're probably all going to... Spoilers? I think they're all going to end up in B, but I think this is going to be the highest of them. Because I just realized every one of the Necroscene Chronicles books are on here because not that many people have read them, or at least not that many people have rated them. Which is, if you want more information, check out my review on that one. I really think these books deserve more attention than they get. You know what, I'm going to go ahead because I think this, if I remember right, this is my favorite. I said this in my other video, I should have limited it to 1 per series so I didn't have this problem. So I'm going to put that one in A with the caveat that it might be the wrong one and put the rest of them in B. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to put them all in B. I'm going to put them in order: Pearl of Emerald, Willow of Ashes, Phoenix of Scarlet, in that order. Yeah, because I don't really distinctly remember which one's which, what happens in which one. But those middle 2 I remember liking a little bit more. I don't know which is which, so those 2 might maybe need to be swapped. But I like them more. They kind of expanded the world, made the stakes a little bit higher. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Scarlet Letter. I actually liked the Scarlet Letter when I read it. If you can get through the first chapter or the prologue, whatever it is, that is just excessively flowery for some reason and like gazillion pages. It's actually, I kind of liked it. I'm gonna put it top of B. Yeah, I'll put it top of B. The Crucible, I honestly don't distinctly remember at all. I remember the experience of reading this in high school because our English teacher made us like read it out, and I remember all the boys getting really excited to play the characters that got to scream whore. I distinctly remember that. And I know like the story, but I don't remember any particularly strong feelings for it, so I'm gonna put it top of C, because I don't really feel anything. I don't remember where I put Twilight. Where did I put Twilight? I put it in B. I'm gonna put it in bottom of B for these ones, but I'm gonna put it in B. And you want stories, so this is an anthology, it's a collection. This one doesn't have a lot of ratings, probably because not that many people even had access to the book comparatively. I didn't look to see how many ratings it actually has. This was JordanCon last year for the first time, released an anthology written by authors that have been guests at JordanCon, whether guests of honor or just guests. And like any anthology, there are some stories I liked more than others, but overall I think overall when I averaged out the ratings to all the short stories, it came out to like a little more than 3 stars. But I have very fond memories of it. I'm gonna put it in A. I'm gonna put it... I mean, this is the reason like I started reading Shauna McGuire's stuff. So I feel like it should get some credit for that. I'm gonna put it above The Boat. Alright, so that's where that is... Man, I'm much less confident in this ranking than I was in the last one, but I think I'm gonna leave it. And this one kind of trended towards the middle, which is interesting. And I think that's maybe because of all the ones that were very few people rating them rather than based on the actual ratings of them. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave this. So again, this will be in the description if you feel like doing it, ranking my books. But let me know in the comments, what is your lowest rated book on your red shelves, and do you agree with it? Do you think it should be? What was the one that was actually lowest rated for me? The one that was lowest rated was Map of Lost Memories, and I definitely don't agree with that. So let me know, do you agree with what the average Goodreads ratings on your books are? Alright, bye. Just popping in here quick, I've been trying to think of something I can do, I can use my platform to do to help with everything happening. I've seen a lot of YouTubers doing things like donating their AdSense money or donating their sponsorship money, things like that, but we don't have any of that. And then I saw EHR is doing, if you send them like a picture that you've donated, they'll send you a sticker, and I figured that's something I can do. I like crafting, I like doing embroidery and things, and so I'll leave a document in the description that you can look and find more information about what I'm doing. But basically, if you send us a picture of a receipt on Twitter or Instagram with just to show that you've donated to support, you know, one of the Black Lives Matter movements, one of the insurance companies that are helping out, bail money, whatever you can do to help, I will mail you a little embroidery gift. So just check out that doc. It'll tell you what information I need from you, okay? It's a crazy world, and we all have to support each other right now.